could call it. He just put a great free kick in, actually. I didn't see who got on the end of it though, Jeff, but it was saved by Bielkowski. So it's still Sheffield Wednesday who are pushing for that winner, but Millwall defended so well. You have to say that really this result would suit both of them. Nobody really deserves to win this match, but they're still trying. We're well over stoppage time, but there've been quite a few injuries as well, so I don't know how long this game is going to go on for. Still 0-0.
They are Hartlepool's arch rivals, but well done to Darlington. Round 2 for the first time since 2010. Adam Campbell with both of their goals against managerless Swindon. Swindon of League One, that is some win for the Quakers away from home. Ipswich were 2-0 down against Portsmouth, but they come back to earn extra time, 2 apiece, the scoreline there. And Tranmere have won by 2-1 against Accrington Stanley. That's a League 2 side beating a League 1 side. Plenty of upsets in the FA Cup today, that is for sure. Charlton 0. Plymouth Argyle 1. Big win away from home for Ryan Lowe's side. They haven't won away from home in the league, but they win thanks to Luke Jeffcott's goal, his 6th goal of the season. He's got 4 in his last 3, and Sheffield Wednesday Millwall over that game. They are still playing, though, in another game in Yorkshire. Rotherham leading Preston by 2-1. Any hope for Preston at all, Dickie Davis?
Not really. If anything, I think Rotherham are going to catch him on the break. Reversal of the second goal a moment ago. Matt Crooks did really well. Broke away. Yossafzoon had a great chance. Keeper one-on-one. Keeper's done really well to block it. Still 2-1. Got about a minute. There's 7 minutes injury time to go.
Could you, mate? In the National League, Wealdstone have beaten Altrincham by a goal to the Battle of the New Boys there, and Wealdstone are having an absolutely fantastic start to life at that level. They've won the last 4 games consecutively now, scoring 11 goals. Bristol Rovers are through at the expense of their former manager, Darrell Clark's Walsall. Walsall 1, Bristol Rovers 2. It's just finished, by the way, in the game at the New York Stadium, and Rotherham have won. They've beaten Preston by 2-1. Preston's unbeaten away record is over. Time for a classified check now with Alan Lambourne.
The Premier League. Crystal Palace 4, Leeds United 1. Everton 1, Manchester United 3. The Sky Bet Championship. Birmingham City 1, Bournemouth 3. Blackburn Rovers 3, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Brentford 0, Middlesbrough 0. Derby County 0, Barnsley 2. Huddersfield Town 1, Luton Town 1. Norwich City 1, Swansea City 0. Nottingham Forest 2, Wycombe Wanderers 0. Reading 0, Stoke City 3. Rotherham United 2, Preston North End 1. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Millwall 0. Watford 3, Coventry City 2. The Emirates FA Cup. First round. Banbury United 1, Canvey Island 2. Barrow and Wimbledon postponed, members of the away team isolating. Bolton Wanderers 2, Crewe Alexandra 3, that match is still in progress. Boreham Wood 2, Southend United 2 has gone to extra time. Brackley Town 3, Bishop Stortford 3, also gone to extra time. Bromley 0, Yeovil Town 0, again gone to extra time. Cambridge United 0, Shrewsbury Town 2. Charlton Athletic 0, Plymouth Argyle 1. Cheltenham Town 3, South Shields 1. Colchester United 1, Marine 1, gone to extra time. Dagenham and Redbridge 3, Grimsby Town 1. Exeter City 2, Fylde 1. Gillingham 3, Woking 2. Hull City 2, Fleetwood Town 0, still playing. Ipswich Town 2, Portsmouth 2. Lake Norent 1, Newport County 2. Lincoln City 6, Forest Green Rovers 2. Oxford United 1, Peterborough United 2. Port Vale 0, Kings Lynn Town 1. Rochdale 1, Stockport County 2. Salford City 0, Hartlepool United 0, extra time being played. Stevenage 1, Concord Rangers 1, also extra time being played. Sunderland 0, Mansfield Town 1. Swindon Town 1, Darlington 2. Tonbridge Angels 0, Bradford City 7. Tranmere Rovers 2, Accrington Stanley 1. Walsall 1, Bristol Rovers 2. The Vanarama National League, just 2 fixtures today. Aldershot 1, Notts County 0. Wealdstone 1, Altrincham 0. The Scottish Championship. Arbroath 1, Queen of the South 1. Ayr United 0, Dunfermline Athletic 0. Heart of Midlothian 2, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 1. Wraith Rovers 5, Morton 0. Scottish League 1. Airdrieonians 5, Clyde 0. Cove Rangers 3, Forfar Athletic 0. East Fife 2, Dumbarton 1. Montrose 3, Peterhead 2. Partick Thistle 2, Falkirk 2. And Scottish League 2. Allen Athletic 2, Albion Rovers 3. Brecon City 0, Stirling Albion 5. Elgin City 0, Queen's Park 1. Stenhousemuir 2, Edinburgh City 0. And lastly, Stranraer 2, Cowdenbeath 0.
So far in the FA Cup, 4 non-league sides have beaten league teams. Dagenham and Redbridge have beaten Grimsby of League 2 by 3-1. Kings Lynn of the National League have won at League 2, Port Vale by a goal to 0. Stockport of the National League have won at League 1, Rochdale by 2-1. And Darlington of the National League North have won at League 1, Swindon by 2-1. 4 other non-league sides have gone to extra time against league opposition. Marine have taken Colchester to extra time. Boreham Wood have gone to extra time against Southend. You can see they've just taken the lead. Tishimanga, Tishimanga, I beg your pardon, is the man who's got the goal. It's his 3rd goal of the season. Concord Rangers have taken Stevenage to extra time, and Hartlepool have taken Salford to extra time as well. Let's show you some league tables, shall we? Not too many of them today. Southampton stay top after their win last night and Everton's loss at home to Manchester United today. Crystal Palace up to 6th in the table. It's just a bonkers season, isn't it? 4 points covering all the top half of the table. And down in the bottom half, well, movement upwardly for Manchester United. They're in 13th place, so up a couple of spots. They move above Leeds, who dropped down to 14th place. In the Championship, Reading lost for a 3rd successive time in the early game today, but they are still top of the table. The gap, though, that was 5 points recently is down to 1. Watford, after a win over Coventry City in what was a terrific encounter in the second half in particular, 2nd on 21. Norwich up to 3rd on 21. A real old warhorse, described by Michelle Owen.
Oh, I'm not sure if he's an old warhorse compared to you, Jeff. But yes, Kevin Ellison, the veteran, has got the winner for Newport. The full-time whistle has just gone. They've huffed, they've puffed. They've been the better side, and they had one more man as well for the final few minutes. The corner came in. It wasn't called by Port Vale. They tried, but Newport kept their heads, and there's Kevin Ellison. Just put your laces through it, lashes it home. And it's just finished. Newport, the league leaders, with a vital win. They win 1-0.
He is 41 years of age. He'd be 42 in February, and he's still scoring goals. Absolutely astonishing. Oxford have won at Wigan, Maidenhead 2, Bromley 2, St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 1. Newport have beaten Port Vale by a goal, and they continue this 100% home record this season, and every single win has been by the odd goal. Peterborough, top of League 1 at the start of play, have lost at home to Blackpool. Meanwhile, a late twist in the tail at Portman Road. Tony Cotty.
Wow. 7 minutes of injury time, Jeff. We played 6 of them, and the ball's played over. Eventually, it comes to Alan Judge at the far post in the penalty area. He hits his shot straight at the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper saves it, but he palms it up into the air. And following up is Jack Lancaster with the diving header. Ipswich 2-1, Jeff. We've got about 30 seconds left.
The Shrewsbury keeper, dare I say, will not be pleased with that, or not his part in it. But Jake Lancaster, he'll be pleased with it, and it looks like Ipswich are going to preserve their 100% home record as well. And again, even later than Newport managed to preserve theirs. Ipswich 2, Shrewsbury 1. Now then, we have had a lot of popular requests this week to have our classified results read by a Ghanaian sports reader. We always like to pander to public opinion, so here's Alan Lambourne.
complete with a bow tie. The Premier League. Aston Villa 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. Newcastle United 0. Chelsea 2. The Sky Bet Championship. Barnsley 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Bournemouth 4, Reading 2. Bristol City 1, Derby County 0. Luton Town 1, Blackburn Rovers 1. Middlesbrough 0, Norwich City 1. Millwall 1, Cardiff City 1. Preston North End 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Watford 1. Stoke City 4, Huddersfield Town 3. Swansea City 1, Rotherham United 0. Wycombe Wanderers 0, Brentford 0. Sky Bet League 1. Accrington Stanley 0, Lincoln City 0. Burton Albion 1, Northampton Town 3. Doncaster Rovers 1, Sunderland 1. Fleetwood Town 5, Plymouth Argyle 1. Gillingham 1, Charlton Athletic 1. Ipswich Town 2, Shrewsbury Town 1, still playing. Milton Keynes Dons 1, Hull City 3. Peterborough United 1, Blackpool 2. Portsmouth 4, Crewe Alexandra 1. Rochdale 0, Wimbledon 1. Swindon Town 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Wigan Athletic 1, Oxford United 2. Sky Bet League 2. Barrow 2, Forest Green Rovers 2. Cheltenham Town 3, Walsall 0. Crawley Town 0, Carlisle United 3. Exeter City 1, Oldham Athletic 2. Lake Norient 3, Harrogate Town 0. Newport County 1, Port Vale 0. Salford City 3, Bradford City 0. Scunthorpe United 1, Morecambe 1. Southend United and Cambridge United match postponed. Home team have several injuries, some isolating. Stevenage 1, Bolton Wanderers 2. Tranmere Rovers 5, Grimsby Town 0. The Vanarama National League. Boreham Wood 0, Altrincham 1. Chesterfield 2, Notts County 3. Halifax Town 1, Torquay United 2. Kings Lynn 2, Dover Athletic 0. Maidenhead 2, Bromley 2. Woking 4, Barnet 1. Wrexham 1, Aldershot Town 0. Yeovil Town 1, Hartlepool United 3. The Scottish Premiership. Dundee United 2, Hamilton Academical 1. Hibernian 2, Celtic 2. Kilmarnock 3, Ross County 1. Livingston 0, St Mirren 1. St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 1. The Scottish Championship. Arbroath 0, Morton 0. Ayr United 2, Dundee 0. Inverness Caledonian Thistle 2, Wraith Rovers 0. Queen of the South 2, Alloa Athletic 0. Scottish League 1. Clyde 3, Montrose 2. Falkirk 1, Cove Rangers 0. Forfar Athletic 1, Airdrieonians 3. Partick Thistle 2, East Fife 0. Peterhead 1, Dumbarton 0. And Scottish League 2. Cowdenbeath and Albion Rovers match postponed, home team isolating. Edinburgh City 0, Stranraer 1. Queen's Park 3, Brecon City 0. Stenhousemuir 1, Annan Athletic 2. And lastly, Stirling Albion 1, Elgin City 2.
Let's take a look at how the tables stand, shall we? And it looks great if you're a Chelsea supporter, as far as the Premier League is concerned, because they are top of the pile. They play the game more than all their nearest rivals, but they have 18 points. Leicester on 18. They go to Anfield, of course. Tottenham playing the late game against Manchester City, third on 17. Liverpool fourth on 17. Southampton just outside the top four on 16. Villa remains sixth on 15 points after today's home defeat. Down near the bottom of the table, that win for Brighton still leaves them fifth from bottom, but things look a bit healthier now. They're back in touch, aren't they, with the sides above them. They have 9 points. Newcastle United started the day in 13th place, and they remain in 13th place after their home defeat by Chelsea. A lot of changes elsewhere, though. In the Championship, we have a second new side at the top of the table. Norwich City are top of the pile now after their win today at Middlesbrough. Bournemouth briefly took over at the top when they won by 4-2 against Reading. Bristol City are up to third on 23. Swansea and Watford have 22. Reading, the start of the day, top of the table, are down to 6th. It's that tight. They have 22. Stoke, moving in the right direction, have 21. And then Middlesbrough, Millwall and Luton all on 18. Down at the bottom, Derby stuck on the bottom of the table. They have 6 points. They lost away from home narrowly at Bristol City today. Sheffield Wednesday, first game under Tony Pulis. They've also been beaten today. They have 6. Wickham picked up a point and a half. Director at Derby, and you would imagine that he'll be wanting a word or two after this if it finishes 1-1. But one of the Wickham players has got a problem at the moment, Bianca.
Yeah, I can't actually see who it is at the moment, but it's a head injury and I can see that it's bleeding, so that this could take some time. I think that a free kick has been awarded. I still can't see who that is because he's been surrounded, and I don't even know who the free kick was awarded to. We've been down quite a few minutes, but we're well over the allocated stoppage time of 5 minutes, but we've still got quite a way to go by the looks of it now. Still 1-1.
And I can see Wayne Rooney dressed all in black. He's out on the touchline, stalking that touchline at the moment. He's got his hands deep in his pockets as the treatment goes on and on and on. And that game is going to go on for some time as well. Plymouth Argyle 2, Lincoln City 0. It's a good win for Plymouth in the FA Cup. It means they reached the third round. They're unbeaten in 9 home games. Jeff Cotton-Reeves, the goal scorers now. No repeat of Lincoln's heroics in the FA Cup in 2017. It's finished Sheffield Wednesday 0, Stoke 0. So Tony Pulis has already shored up that Sheffield Wednesday defence, no doubt about that. Now can they score more goals? They've won once in 13 home league games, and they've only scored twice in 8 home league games. Really disappointing a return in front of goal. It's finished Ipswich 0, Charlton 2, and the wheels falling off a bit for Ipswich this week. They lost at home to Hull in midweek by 3-0. They've lost at home to another promotion rival, Charlton, by 2-0. Alfie Morgan with his first league goal, putting Charlton in front. Omar Bogle with his first Charlton goal got the second one there, and Charlton move above Ipswich in the league table. For Ipswich, 5 defeats in 6 games in all competitions. There's going to be some time still to go in the game at Pride Park between Derby and Wycombe Wanderers. It is 1-1 at the moment. There is still some treatment going on in that game. If anything happens, we will interrupt the classified scores, which we'll take right now with Alan Lambourne.
The Premier League. Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Liverpool 1. Manchester City 5, Burnley 0. The Sky Bet Championship. Birmingham City 0, Millwall 0. Blackburn Rovers 2, Barnsley 1. Cardiff City 4, Luton Town 0. Derby County 1, Wycombe Wanderers 1. That match still in progress. Huddersfield Town 3, Middlesbrough 2. Norwich City 1, Coventry City 1. Reading 3, Bristol City 1. Rotherham United 2, Bournemouth 2. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Stoke City 0. Watford 4, Preston North End 1. Sky Bet League 1. Ipswich Town 0, Charlton Athletic 2. Oxford United 1, Swindon Town 2. Sky Bet League 2. Bolton Wanderers 3, Southend United 0. Port Vale 2, Leyton Orient 3. The Emirates FA Cup. Second round. Bradford City 1, Oldham Athletic 2. Cheltenham Town 2, Crewe Alexandra 1, playing extra time. Gillingham 2, Exeter City 3. Harrogate Town 0, Blackpool 4. Morecambe 4, Solihull Moors 2, after extra time. Newport County 3, Salford City 0. Plymouth Argyle 2, Lincoln City 0. Portsmouth 6, Kings Lynn Town 1. The Vanarama National League. Altrincham 2, Maidenhead United 0. This match running late, about 15 minutes, due to floodlight difficulties. Bromley 1, Wrexham 0. Again is the latest score. A serious injury to a Wrexham player has delayed this match quite a while. Sutton United 1, Halifax Town 0. Weymouth 1, Chesterfield 2. The Scottish League 1. Airdrieonians 1, Cove Rangers 1. East Fife and Clyde, match postponed. Away team players isolating. Montrose 0, Partick Thistle 1. Peterhead 0, Forfar Athletic 1. Scottish League 2. Albion Rovers 0, Stirling Albion 1. Allen Athletic 0, Edinburgh City 4. Brechin City 1, Stranraer 4. Elgin City 5, Cowdenbeath 2. Queen's Park 3, Stenhousemuir 1. And the Betfred Scottish League Cup, second round. Alloa Athletic 0, Heart of Midlothian 0, that match into extra time. Arbroath 1, Dunfermline Athletic 3. Hibernian 1, Dundee 0. Livingston 4, Ayr United 0. And lastly, Motherwell 1, St Johnstone 2.
And you can see it has finished Derby 1, Wycombe Wanderers 1. Matt Bloomfield, the Wycombe skipper and goalscorer, was the man who was injured there. He's recovered. The game is over. It's a point for Derby County, Wayne Rooney, Steve McLaren, and also a point for Gareth Ainsworth. This side lost one of the last 7, doing OK. Cheltenham in the FA Cup, they lead Crewe again by 2-1. George Lloyd has scored in the 4th minute of extra time to put the home side ahead. Let's show you the tables today then. Not too much Premier League action today, just the 2 games, Brighton 1, Liverpool 1, and Manchester City 5, Burnley 0. That point good enough to take Liverpool above Tottenham to the top of the table, but they played a game more than all the pursuers. Spurs on 20, Chelsea, Leicester on 18 apiece, Southampton on 17. Manchester City up from 14th, which is where they started the day, to 8th place in the table on 15 points, and now just 3 points off the top 4. Down at the bottom, point hasn't done Brighton any good in terms of position, but they edged 6 points clear of the relegation places after that last gasp penalty equaliser against Liverpool. For Burnley, well, they stay 4th from bottom of the table, but just look at that goal difference. If that comes into play at the end of the season, looking pretty unhealthy, isn't it, at -13. Top of the Championship looks like this, and Norwich, even though they were held at home by Coventry today, stay top and a point clear, and that's because Bournemouth couldn't win at Rotherham. They were held as well. They have 27. Watford are up from 6th to 3rd on 26 points. Also on the way up are Reading. They're on 26 points, having stopped the rot. 5 games without a win before today. Bristol City slipped down the table from 3rd to 5th. They have 24. Brentford, who won last night, have 23. Swansea just outside the playoff places on 23. Then comes Stoke on 22. Blackburn and Middlesbrough on 21, but it's so tight at the top half, isn't it? Millwall on 20, Luton on 19. Down in the bottom half, that point not good enough to take Derby off the foot of the table. They have 7, Sheffield Wednesday on 8, bearing in mind they did have a 6-point deduction. They stay 2nd from bottom. Wycombe Wanderers, with that draw, they stay 3rd from bottom on 10, but they're only a couple of points behind Nottingham Forest and 3 behind Coventry, who are on 13, level with Rotherham. Then a gap to the sides on 16, Preston, Birmingham and Barnsley.